Sometimes the only thing standing in between you and your peace is your ability to stop and recognize how far you have come. Hey guys, welcome back to In the Works, the podcast. I am your host, Laura Francesca. Thank you for being here one more week with me. Today's episode is kind of like a little love note to yourself, to that part of you that is always in motion, pushing and chasing new goals, but sometimes may forget to actually stop and acknowledge how far you have come as well. I know you have accomplished a lot, but being really honest, when was the last time that you actually took a second to let yourself be fully proud of where are you at the moment? And you might not be where you want to be just yet, but have you even bothered to take a second to acknowledge the hard work that you have been putting in? Not rushing into the next goal, not just to turn it into content for socials, but just to actually breathe and feel proud of yourself for a second. Last week, I hit the episode number 10 for this podcast. And while a part of me was feeling really, really happy because it's a project that I'm doing with all my heart and all the best intentions, and it's something that excites me a lot. At the same time, I had this feeling of okay, it's just episode 10. I have heaps to record. I have more things to do. Hyrox is coming up. My partner and we were moving together. I have my nursing placements coming up, lots of study and lots of work. And as I said, while I was feeling happy I hit episode 10, my overthinking mind was already thinking of how many episodes do I still have to record. And this kind of just steal all the joy and momentum from this achievement that for so many people might seem small, but for me is a really big accomplishment. That's what this episode is about, learning how to enjoy momentum instead of rushing past it, how to let progress energize you instead of exhaust you, and how to really honor your growth in real time. So you stop chasing external motivation and instead use your own momentum to fuel your energy, to expand, to go further, and to do all that you do with much more intention and more joy. So I want to start with why is it hard to celebrate? Why is it hard to acknowledge that we have been putting the hard work in and we still don't feel enough or we still feel unworthy? Being really honest, for someone like me that I'm always trying to be the strong one, the busy one, the one into the next thing, and always trying to rush through everything, trying to be productive, this can feel a little bit unfamiliar, I will say. When you're always setting such high standards with yourself, your brain learns how to normalize the wins, and every single time you hit a goal, your mind is already thinking in what's the biggest or next goal that you need to hit. You don't celebrate at all, doing the best and being excellent is just the new norm. And I see this all the time in myself. And while it is good to always strike for more and want to be better, sometimes you can just kill your dreams with burnt out because you're not even stopping to acknowledge how far you have come. You are not stopping to enjoy the process at all, enjoying the process of becoming that dream version of yourself, that you will just kill your dreams, like literally kill your fuel, and just feel like this thing that you're attempting is not for you. To make it a little bit personal, for example, last week I ran pain-free after a calf injury, and well, I was happy because I have been putting a lot of work into the rehab. I was already thinking when is going to be my next interval session because I need to get my speed up again as Hyrox is coming. And the thing is, if we don't stop to slow down to mark the milestone, we train our nervous system to never feel safe, to never feel full, to never feel worthy. And that sense of chronic pressure is the new norm for your body. And it can turn into anxiety and constant feeling of being overwhelmed. We get so caught up trying to master everything, or goals, or routines, or bodies, that we actually sometimes forget to acknowledge and honor what's here and now. We overlook the magic unfolding right in front of us because we are too busy reaching out for what's next. If it is hard for you to feel proud, to feel present, I want to tell you that you're not broken and that your brain is just wired for survival. But also, survival isn't your destiny. You can always choose to rewire your brain to learn to feel safe in stillness, in slowing down, and feel fully worthy of all the amazing things that you have been accomplishing, and actually taking a moment to enjoy the here and now. And also, this is where the gap and the gain comes in. If you hadn't listened to that episode, I want to kind of like base that idea in this episode as well, because it's mainly about enjoying the momentum. So if you have listened to that episode, you know that measuring yourself against a future ideal is the recipe for failure. That's living in the gap, and that's missing the gain that is mainly what you have accomplished. It's exhausting, it's endless, and from experience, I can tell that it fully kills motivation. But when you measure backwards, when you compare yourself to who you were 3 months ago, 1 year ago, even last week, you step into the gain and you meet yourself with gratitude instead of judgment. For example, I forget this sometimes, but I need to say it to myself as well, and is that I am not who I used to be. I am not the same woman who started this podcast. I am not the same person who I was in my last job, not the same version of me who was just beginning to heal her body. I have shown up, I have grown a lot, and I have evolved in ways I might not have even noticed as much, because growth can be sometimes quiet. Like if you actually don't stop to reflect for a second, you won't notice until you achieve like a big milestone. But is in that like in between, in those in between moments, in the small wins and the small decisions where all this growth is happening. And that's the beautiful thing about being human, and is that we are constantly evolving and transforming into new versions of ourselves. This doesn't necessarily happen over years or many months. It can even be from like last week to this week, or even from yesterday to today. You can choose in every moment, with every decision you make, who do you want to show up as and the person that you want to be. You can change your patterns, your identity, your energy, and as I said, this all can happen overnight if that's what your soul is calling for. But what you can't keep doing is ignoring how far you have come. You can keep bypassing your progress and expecting to feel full of motivation. As I said before, motivation is fueled by that recognition, and you deserve to acknowledge yourself as you acknowledge your friends or family when they do something even small or big. You deserve to celebrate yourself in the same ways and actually make that space to feel proud, to let the good land, and to sit in the joy of becoming. I am not where I want to be just yet, but I am fully enjoying where I'm at the moment, and I'm gonna make the progress the most beautiful part of this experience, because that's the only thing I'm gonna look backwards whenever I achieve that dream goal that I want. And slowly, that's how you begin to believe you're worthy of more, worthy of ease, worthy of abundance, worthy of kind opportunities and amazing people to come into my life. And it starts here with seeing yourself clearly and choosing not to rush past everything, but actually taking a second to slow down and be in the present moment. It wasn't until I started fully embodying this feeling of worthiness, like fully feeling it in my heart, that amazing things actually started happening in my life. Not until I stopped waiting to feel ready and instead choose to feel grateful for what's already unfolding in my life. Not until I stopped bypassing every little achievement that I have been doing, and not until I stopped putting the pressure in myself, thinking about what's next. Something I had to learn the hard way is, why would the universe keep giving me amazing experiences, amazing opportunities, and keep bringing amazing people into my life if every single time this happens, all I do is stress and be overwhelmed? If all I do is panic and spiral and convince myself I'm not worthy of these amazing things that are happening to me, they're not going to land in my life again. And maybe you're doing it too. And the good is already here, but maybe you're just shrinking away from it. So maybe this is also your little call to stop playing small and maybe auto-sabotaging, because I have been there before. And sometimes, as I said, it's really hard to even be self-aware of it. You ask for big love, but when it shows up, you start to act from trauma and you just repel people away. You dream of the perfect job, but when you get it, you let imposter syndrome get over you. Or you pray for purpose and then sabotage the very thing that's pulling you closer to it. It's like asking the universe for the stars, but not even being willing to carry a spark. It's not that you are being ungrateful, but it can be that your nervous system has been wired to resist instead of receive. But that can always change, as you can train your body and your brain to feel safe in being successful, safe in having lots of joy and fun, and feeling safe in the softness of life. It starts with actually stopping, acknowledging, and letting the good land, letting yourself feel fully deserving of it, not after you do more, but now exactly as you are. The next time something good happens to you, I want you to actually take a second to pause, even if it's small, to acknowledge yourself and the hard work and intention that you have been putting in. I don't want you to brush it off. I don't want you to just rush past it because you are not yet just where you want to be. And acknowledge how far you have come. I want you to, maybe if you're spiraling, instead trying to ask yourself or tell yourself that this is what you have asked for, that you get to feel this joy fully, and you're also allowed to feel worthy and enough of all the good things that are happening to you. I want you to let it land in your heart and in your body and in your mind, and just literally fake it until you fully believe it's true. Maybe write it down if you need to, breathe into it, and let yourself practice being the version of you who trusts that good things are meant for her, not by accident, but by alignment. And if it still feels hard, I want you to remind yourself that at the end of the day, you are not faking it, you are trying, and you're just retraining your nervous system to feel safe in a life you once dreamed about. It's completely normal to feel scared, to feel lots of fears and lots of insecurities, but you maybe need to remember that you haven't been this version of yourself before, and the unknown can be scary. You just need to learn how to thrive into it. I want to now talk about how it actually is to live through that momentum instead of rushing past it. Momentum doesn't just come from action, it is built through integration and through letting the good moments actually land. To letting yourself feel them, name them, and let them fully reward you. I almost missed the joy of moving in with my partner this week because in between the boxes, the Harrods prep, uni deadlines, being sick, and keeping up with work, all that I can think about was like, how am I going to do all this? We all know moving houses is stressful, and I was just in this spiral mode where I was like, how am I gonna do all this? Like, I was feeling really screwed, to be honest. I wasn't present at all. I was just spiraling down, thinking how I was gonna get all done. And I had to take a moment to pause and be like, actually, wait, was that aha moment of like, I am moving in with my partner. Like, it's the first time we are moving together. And how amazing is that? Like, I'm not gonna get to live this experience again, this new experience. How privileged and grateful I am. We get to have an apartment where we can live together now. How grateful I am to actually having the privilege to build a home from love and intention and lots of laughter and sleepy hugs and Sunday morning coffees. Like, how amazing is that? How amazing is to have all this mess around with boxes and stuff, but how exciting is to unpack new furniture. How amazing is the experience of us building it together, having no idea of what are we doing. It was like that aha moment of like, why am I stressing about all this now? Like, I don't have to have all this perfectly labeled and organized by tomorrow. Sometimes in my head, I feel like I have an internal timer where I need to do all the things just as I plan them. And then I am like, why? What am I rushing for? It is true I have deadlines and things to do, but nothing is as urgent. Like, I was literally missing this amazing moment just for being stressed. And then, like, just sitting in the floor, eating pizza with a lot of boxes and mess around, just laughing with my partner. I was like, man, how good is life? Like, how amazing it is that we get to move in together. And that was the biggest proof of like getting out of all the things that I need to do and just be fully in the now, in the momentum, surrounded by both chaos and love. And my partner, he have been also teaching me heaps about me lately, about the parts of me that rush through life like I'm a robot that doesn't have feelings. And deep down, I know the moments that make me feel the most alive is when I'm being really playful and messy and not too serious. So, why am I racing? That's like a question that I've been asking to myself lately. Why am I rushing through all these moments I have dreamed about? Why do I treat my life like a checklist, like something to conquer, instead of something to experience and fully live? And also, somewhere along the way, I confused productivity with worth. I thought if I just do enough, I achieve more, and I stay on top of everything, then I will finally feel safe. Then I will finally feel enough, and then I will finally feel proud. And I realized that life isn't asking me to be a machine. It is asking me to actually be fully alive in this moment, here and now. To laugh meet mess, to say screw the to-do list and just dance in the kitchen, to slow down, not because everything is done, but because some moments deserve to be fully lived just as they are. And the irony is that the more I race, the more I miss things I have already earned. The love I asked for, the space I created, and the calm I fought so hard to find. And maybe the version of me I have been trying so hard to become, it's already here. She just needs to slow down enough to reconnect with her. Your reminder for today is to not let your to-do list hijack your joy. this is life happening here and now. Not once is perfect, not once everything is in place and everything is done. Not once you have earned the rest. And I had to learn this the hard way. A little trick I use is to write my anxious thoughts in a little piece of paper and then reread them and comfort myself as I was comforting someone that I love that is telling me something that is going on with them. Even if it's something good, how I will celebrate them, or even if it's maybe something not so good, how would I comfort that person? Because actually, for me, it is so hard to stop for a second and be soft in myself. I love listening to my friends. I love comforting. But when it comes to me, I'm the most hardest person with myself. I don't let myself feel. I don't let myself be. And these, as I said before, have killed many dreams and have burned me out in the past as well. And if you're feeling overwhelmed by it all this next part is for you. I want you to reframe that noise into something softer. When I found myself spiraling recently, I asked myself, what if this isn't overwhelmed? What if this is just the overflow? I took a second to how amazing is that I got to run pain-free after an injury. How amazing is to record 10 episodes of something that once just lived in my heart and I saw so far from becoming a reality. And how amazing it is to getting to move with someone that I love and to be in this wild ride of life and building something meaningful through it. And then just yesterday, I was in the phone with one of my best friends, and she told me how hard have been for her to enjoy the present moment lately. She told me she had been constantly thinking and overthinking about the future, that she hadn't been able to enjoy the present moment at all. She's traveling and having the ultimate experiences with the loved ones that are around her. But she told me she's not able to feel that joy because she's just thinking about the deadlines that she have next month, what she have to do next year, and just spiraling into the future that she completely forgot to enjoy the now. She said, even when good things are happening, I'm not able to relax into them. And I get it, because that voice in her head is always like, don't trust it, there might be something bad coming, this is too good to be true, you don't deserve this yet, or you haven't earned it enough. And that's not truth, that's your survival response. Is your brain trying to protect with auto-sabotage because deep down a part of you still doesn't feel worthy of the magic that is already here? And if you don't work on that worthiness, if you don't actually choose to feel deserving, you will miss the miracle right in front of you right now. So maybe what are you calling stress is really your capacity for expanding. Maybe your system isn't just adjusting to a life you once dreamed of. You're not falling behind. You're just stepping into more than you ever believed that was possible. And you don't need to carry it all perfectly. You just need to remember that this is happening for you. Every experience, not to you, but for you and your biggest higher purpose. You have been working so hard for this dream to come to life. You have been showing up and putting the hard work in, stretching beyond what you thought was possible. but it can just stay as that, a dream, if you don't take a second to actually acknowledge how far you have come. The version of you, this version, didn't arrive by accident. It was built in the cracks, between the chaos, between the self-doubt, between the little wins no one else noticed. And if you never pause to witness your own becoming, you will miss the miracle you're living through. Gratitude isn't about settling, but it's about expanding. And it's how we stretch in time, how we stay connected to what really matters. It's the doorway to joy, momentum, and to peace. And it's how we start truly living this life you have worked so hard to build. You will never be this version of yourself again. I want you to remember that, let that sink in, and then act as it matters. Act like there's no tomorrow and all you have is today, this breath, this hour, this messy, beautiful moment. Feel it fully, let it flood you, and remember that this is your little beautiful life happening here right now. Let the good moments land, let your heart catch up with your hustle, and I want you to ask yourself, what part of my life deserves more of my presence and less of my pressure? Because life isn't waiting for you to finish your to-do list. It's not arriving once everything is neat and figured out. It's here right now, in the messy middle, in the moments you almost overlook because they don't look like huge milestones. Just remember, this is your life and it's not later, it's now. And you, my love, are already giving it all from your heart and your intentions. So why not stopping for a second and acknowledging all that energy that you're putting out? It's deserving to come back to yourself as well. Let yourself feel worthy of all the amazing experiences, the very best people, the very best opportunities. Because trust me, once you believe it is true, everything starts shifting and actually everything starts arriving into your life as well. I want to thank you for being here one more week. I want to tell you that I feel you and I send you all the love your heart can hold, all the wisdom and all the best energy for you to start changing your life and start becoming that dream version of yourself. With so much love and light, Lau.